So without any further ado, over to you, Jen and Stu.
Hey, Robbie. Stu?
Hi, thank you so much. So nice to be here today. Thank you very much, Robbie. I'm Stuart Schwartzapfel from iSpot, and I'm so pleased to be here with Jen from Gamut. We have some good content to take you guys through today. So without further ado, let's kick off. So really excited to be here today. We kind of call this our Love Fest slide because Jen and I really are so excited to tell you guys about the partnership that we've cultivated together between iSpot and Gamut over the better part of the last year. We're so pleased with how things are working out, and the partnership is only getting stronger as we kind of approach our year anniversary. Jen, do you wanna chime in there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think something that we talk about at Gamut is we really compete with our products and we win with our people and our partners. And so what that means to us is, yes, Gamut, we are the leader in local OTT. And when we looked to create a partnership with someone that could live and breathe one of the tenets of our product and our company on delivering proven impact for our clients, we found the perfect partnership in iSpot because we are not grading our own homework. This is an always-on partnership that we have where we are delivering incrementality, and it's seamless. And it's a really great example of how we are living and breathing against our product, our people, and our partnership. And it proves out what we talk about all of the time as far as show, don't tell. So we talk about things, but we really want to show the results. And that's what iSpot and this partnership really affords us in local OTT.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jen. So as we continue along here, again, we're super pumped to be here. We don't want to bore you with too many stats about how much streaming people are doing or how many ad impressions are being delivered to people who are watching streaming content. We're going to keep it pretty light from that standpoint, but bear with us here. We looked across our top 100 unified measurement clients here at iSpot, who we track CTV for on an always-on basis, and we found that about 27% of total viewership for OTT within our panel was driven, about 27% was from streaming platforms. But then conversely, in terms of total number of ad impressions delivered, we found that streaming platforms only made up about 5%. And I'm sure all of you have been on numerous NewFront and Upfront presentations in the last few weeks where these types of stats have been spouted off ad nauseum, and they're all kind of in this ballpark. I think on NBCU, I heard that 30% of their viewership comes from streaming. So we're kind of in that 20 to 40%, but I think we can all agree that the amount of ad impressions being delivered are fairly out of whack with how much content is being consumed. So I think that's kind of the big takeaway here. Jen, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, the only thing I'd add to this is, absolutely, this is the truth. When we saw this slide together, I was like, this is fantastic. It aligns completely with what we're seeing. Sometimes we see in reports 20% up to 40%, to your point, Stu. The other thing that I find, that we talk about that I wanted to reiterate and just share the data point is, recently we saw 41% of the US population is now a cord cutter or a cord never. And that is based on double-digit growth over the past 2 years. So that means that, 40% coming up on 1 in 2 in the US population do not have linear TV. So they have just streaming. And then you still have that 60% who are watching cord stacking with linear and streaming. And so again, this is all about proving out incrementality. And this is what we're here to show you today.
Absolutely. Those are really powerful stats for sure. You know, speaking again, we're gonna keep the kind of strategic setup pretty light here and get into a bit more specificity about the partnership. But you know, when we talk about the challenges that exist for advertisers around OTT, there's lots of opportunity, no question about it. We can all see it even in our personal lives every day, how much time streaming is accounting for in everybody's everyday lives at this point. But you know, not without challenges for advertisers. And you know, we try to stay away from cliches here at iSpot, but you know, some might say that OTT and all the things surrounding it are in a little bit of a Wild West phase right now. I think this is especially true for the local space. But again, don't love cliches, but I think in using the Wild West cliche, it's fair to say that clients come to us because we're not the Wild West, right? We are buttoned up and have a rigorous process around how we do OTT measurement. And I think for Gamut, the notion of volatility and newness is not something they were afraid of. You know, they were invested. They're invested so that it's a brand safe, premium environment for all their clients. And iSpot was, you know, iSpot was the scalable solution that was able to do what they were looking for. Jen, do you wanna throw your 2 cents in on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think to your point, Stu, we pulled together 2 best-in-class partners, and we really feel passionate about delivering results and being trusted advisors. We're not here to talk about, to your point, the Wild Wild West. We are here to make a business impact and help our clients and marketers be smart with their investment. And so whenever we hear someone say the Wild Wild West, we're like, well, here, sit down with us, talk to us, let us help you,
Right.
let us help you, and use, you know, that premium brand smart inventory that we have to help you create an always on measurement solution that is going to be standardized across your buy and across your investment. We're going to help you manage that audience deduplication, again, to articulate the incremental reach that you're getting. And then, you know, something we all talk about that is a problem in the industry is frequency capping. We are very passionate about making sure that it's a good brand experience for the marketer and the consumer. So that's what I mean when I talk about brand smart. It's not just brand safe on our premium inventory in the local markets. It's brand smart because we're creating good frequency capping using the information that we pull from your always on campaign measurement that we have with you. And we're including recency capping so that the consumer is not seeing back-to-back ads. And again, when we pull all of this together, that's what empowers us to be that trusted advisor together in this partnership.
Right. And when we talk about lack of standard measurement, you know, the fact, Jen, that you guys have rolled this measurement out to the many thousands of campaigns that you run each year for hundreds of advertisers, I think at least shows that universe of advertisers that you're working with, that Gamut has taken a stance on what the standard is for CTV. And by the way, worth mentioning to the middle point about managing deduplication, all of our measurement, of course, is deduplicated. So we're doing a lot to kind of check the box on those preconceived challenges that advertisers have for OTT advertising.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I love about this slide is we took the biggest problems that marketers are telling us they have, and we are passionate about making sure that we have the solution for those together.
Absolutely. So, you know, getting away from some of the industry stats on where OTT trends live, you know, and moving forward into kind of the discussion at hand for today. And I know we don't have a ton of time for this panel. We're about halfway through at this point. But I think what's talked about on a lesser basis, time flies, is, you know, well, we know what the challenges are and we know what the adoption rates look like. But if we actually check the box on overcoming those hurdles, what are the benefits of investing appropriately and subsequently measuring that investment within the OTT space, right? And I think that, as you guys know, and as you can see here on this slide, it's all about incrementality and how you slice that incrementality, right? iSpot gives Gamut a lot of options in how they slice and dice the incrementality. And what I mean by that is whenever an advertiser is contemplating making an OTT investment, they have to say to themselves, well, am I trying to make my linear buy more efficient? Am I trying to reach net new audiences? Is it some combination of the two? Or better yet, and this is a growing bucket, am I an advertiser who doesn't invest on TV? And I'm digital native, and I'm going right to OTT without that legacy in linear, right? So the way that you use incrementality metrics to address those nuanced needs is critical. Jen, do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And holding ourselves honest in the show don't tell mentality. What we aren't showing you here today is the dashboard where all of the metrics Stu is talking about are actually shown in real time. So throughout, again, always on throughout the campaign, included in the campaigns that we run for our marketers. And so with that dashboard and with our trusted advisor, white glove service, where we are constantly sharing the takeaways from this partnership, we have helped in a few different ways that I can talk about real quick. So in the first, engaging and converting net new audiences. So we had a DTC brand come to us and say, gosh, I cannot reach this highly coveted audience that I know I have to speak to. And I have to get in front of them with my message. I'm launching this brand new DTC product. And they said, how can we do this? And so we used this partnership. We created a campaign, and they came back and told us that the qualified traffic to their site, the KPIs they were looking at, increased triple-digit fold. And I mean triple-digit percentage fold. Not just triple digit. So that's one way that we're engaging and converting net new audiences that you cannot find elsewhere. And we're showing them again through this partnership that we did that. So we're not just telling them, we're not grading our own homework. We're showing them with a partnership here that we were able to accomplish that business challenge for them. And the second bucket, creating more efficient and targeted campaigns. We had a CPG brand who had a really targeted audience that they needed to incrementally reach on top of where they were spending in linear. None of us here are to say that linear, don't spend on linear. We are here to prove that incrementality and find the audiences you can't find in linear. And we did that with this CPG brand, and again, proved the value that we delivered back to that marketer. And then last but not least, the third bucket of increasing frequency for those elusive audiences, really around being efficient and effective with the dollars. So what is the right frequency for the right audience is what we are able to deliver, and we help clients pull the levers as they are deciding, is it a frequency of 7 or 8 with this audience versus do I need to hit this audience more because I don't have any consideration or favorability with them? And those are all, again, levers and conversations that we are having using real data to drive the right recommendation.
That's awesome. So just moving right along here, because we have a few minutes left. This is going so fast. So kind of all of this strategic thought and industry background and talking about challenges and opportunities. I mean, I think this is really what we're looking at as kind of the money slide in representing how much ground we've covered with Gamut in less than a year. So this represents all the campaigns we've processed for Gamut in the last 10 or 11 months. 2.2 billion impressions, 400 plus unique advertisers, and 3,104 campaigns to be exact. So, I mean, this is massive scale that, truly requires obviously precision to be accurate. But it also requires scale, right? And it requires automation, right? You can't do 3,000 campaigns in less than a year by hand. In fact, the human component needs to be minimal in order for us to accomplish this. So we're super proud of how the partnership has been going in terms of the scale that we're reaching. Gamut is absolutely cranking in the local space. I think this speaks for itself from that standpoint. But Jen, what are you hearing from clients about how they're liking this added value in the way of incrementality and CTV measurement?
Yeah, 100%. So I'm gonna, on a category side, I just want to get the one point across that this is across 95 categories. So ones that you would suspect: furniture, healthcare, QSR, finance, all of the hot local OTT spenders, auto, obviously, but also lotto, government, energy, spirits. So we're covering the gamut, if you will, of verticals. So let's go to the next slide, Stu, and just get into the meat since we have 1 minute. We, in the spirit of, again, show, don't tell, we have 2 case studies, super fast, a pet supply case study, as well as grocery that we'll share, and happy to cover more, one-on-one as follow-up. But in the spirit of the problem, the solution, and the results, this is what it looks like. So super fast, pet supply retailer had the problem. They wanted to extend their audience reach beyond linear. We talked about this earlier, incrementality. We developed a campaign strategy with premium inventory, precise audiences, and we delivered this performance that we're showing here. Nearly 70% of our campaign reached households not reached with linear TV ads, and we had efficiency in the frequency. Next slide, since we're getting the timer. On grocery, again, the problem, a new farmers market style grocery wanted to extend their audience beyond linear. We developed a strategy using, again, our premium, precise targeting and inventory, and the results, 87% incremental reach over linear with a maximized and efficient frequency. So, in closing, this always on, seamless, easy to execute, proven results is really what I'd love the takeaway to be. But Stu, what else do you have to add to these 2 of the many, many case studies that we've done together?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you definitely covered it all, and I think we are getting the boot. So I just wanted to thank everybody for taking the time to hear us out today. There's some contact info up on the screen if you're interested in learning more from myself or Jen. And we're always down to talk some shop. And thanks for hearing us